All right, so we've all been there. You meet Karlach, the hell-touched tiefling, and you're thinking, yeah, I want this fiery ball of rage on my team. And most people do just that, because, let's face it, who doesn't love a walking, talking barbecue who's also handy in a fight? But what if you're feeling a little spicy yourself and decide, nah, I'm just gonna off her right here and now? What happens then? Well, that's what we're diving into today. We're gonna break down what happens when Wyll goes full-on blade of bad decisions and takes Karlach out when they first meet. We'll look at how this affects Wyll's deal with Mizora, how it changes up your game, and whether it's worth going down this dark and hilarious path. Let's get into it and see what happens when you choose chaos over camaraderie.
She's trying to trick us. Don't believe her lies.
You saw the truth. I never wanted to serve Zariel. I was enlisted in her army against my will. Forced to fight, and fight I did.
So here's the deal. Wyll's been hunting down Karlach, thinking she's this dangerous devil, all because Mizora, his devilish patron, fed him a load of lies. It's personal for him, and he's dead set on finishing the job. Then you meet Anders, a fallen paladin also gunning for Karlach. He's like, join me, let's take her out. But when you actually meet Karlach, Wyll starts to have doubts. Maybe it's the tadpoles, or maybe Karlach's not the monster she was made out to be. Instead of killing her, you end up taking down Anders and his goons. Wyll decides to side with Karlach, but this doesn't sit well with Mizora. She pops in, not too happy about Wyll's change of heart, and punishes him for not completing his mission. Despite this, Wyll and Karlach end up on good terms, teaming up as two powerful allies. This is the usual path most people take, because let's be honest, who doesn't want to keep Karlach alive? But now, let's dive into what happens when you go off script and decide to chop off Karlach's head instead.
What?
Now, too late, flower. You'll never be rid of me.
A faint, acrid smell clings to the corpse, like the memory of a storm. The head comes free with a sickening crunch.
All right, so you've decided to go full dark mode and chop off Karlach's head instead of saving her. When you make that call, things get messy real fast. Wyll reluctantly follows through, driven by his misguided sense of duty. Once Karlach is dead, you head back to Anders or Mizora to deliver the news, depending on who you're dealing with. Mizora's thrilled, of course, because you've done exactly what she wanted. Wyll, on the other hand, is left to deal with the consequences of his actions. The bond you might have built with Karlach is shattered, and while it doesn't drastically change Wyll's story in-game, it does alter the dynamics and removes one of the game's most compelling companions. In short, choosing to kill Karlach changes the dynamic entirely, leaving you with a haunting reminder of the cost of that choice. So yeah, it's a bold move, but definitely not for the faint of heart.
Their heads without a second thought. Why should this time be any different? My prey has fallen. Hail the blade. Well, let the silent winds carry word of our conquest.
So, you've decided to take the darker route and chop off Karlach's head. What do you get for it? Mizora rewards you with the Infernal Robe, a piece of gear that makes you almost fireproof, boosts your armor class, and lets you cast Fire Shield like a boss. But here's the kicker. Your pact with Mizora remains, which isn't exactly great news for Wyll, who's desperately trying to break free from her grip. But here's what you're giving up. Karlach's story is one of the most compelling in Baldur's Gate 3. By killing her, you miss out on her emotional journey from escaping Avernus, dealing with her infernal heart, and ultimately seeking revenge on those who wronged her. You lose the chance to help her stabilize her heart, see her confront her past with Gortash, and witness her struggle with the ticking time bomb in her chest. You're also forfeiting some of the best party dynamics and unique quests the game has to offer. Sure, the Infernal Robe is nice, but trading it for Karlach's entire storyline? That's like swapping a gourmet meal for a bag of chips. It might satisfy you in the moment, but you'll be missing out on something truly satisfying. In short, killing Karlach gives you a powerful item, but keeps Wyll stuck in his bad deal with Mizora and leaves a massive hole in your game's narrative. You're left with a cool robe, but you've lost a fiery, complex character and the emotional depth she brings to the story. It's a choice that changes your game, and not necessarily for the better.
Up. Karlach had no heart. You did the world a favor. More to the point, you obeyed. The point? Oh, yes. Thanks for the reminder.
So, that's the trade-off. You get a powerful robe and keep Wyll in his tricky pact with Mizora, but you lose one of the most compelling characters and storylines in Baldur's Gate 3. It's a choice that reshapes your entire playthrough, for better or worse. If you're looking for a deeper narrative experience, keeping Karlach alive is the way to go. But if you're here for the gear and don't mind the darker path, well, the choice is yours. Either way, it's a decision that'll stick with you. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more content. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update, and let me know in the comments which path you chose and how it played out for you. Thanks for watching.
At all. What have I done? I'd be hunting devils and demons, Mizora said. Traitors and hypocrites, heartless evils of all sorts, but not... Not this. Not Zariel's victims, not innocent tieflings. Karlach showed us the truth, and I refuse to see it. I deserve that. Consider me properly shamed. It's Mizora who grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds. But I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast. Or so I thought. Until Karlach.